Hello, hello, brothers and sisters. We have a new show for you. Speak of Africa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We know you like the news and we're going to give you what you want. We're going to tell you that we are very, very happy because you guys are sending us a lot of information. We've been asking you for information and you're sending us a lot of information. Thank you very, very much. We salute you. We're letting you know that we have two main websites. Sometimes when you send us information, when we don't use it for the show, we host this information on our new social media channel, Afrisicom. Afrisicom. Some of you are already going to Afrisicom, so we'll keep reminding you, go to Afrisicom. It's a social media platform. You can communicate with your friends, invite your friends. Instead of spending time on TikTok, Facebook, go to Afrisicom. That's a channel for Africans, by Africans, okay? We created a channel for you, our people, because we want you to share as much information as you can. When we look at the social media landscape, it looks like a lot of the social commentators, the internet warriors who are pro-Africa are being silenced by Facebook, YouTube, and all these other guys. But we're telling you, instead of wasting time, take your message to Afrisicom. This is a channel where you're not going to be censored. Africans will be free to express themselves. That's why we created a platform. In addition, we also have a new website where we aggregate news. It's titled theafricannation.com. This is another website that would help you get news on Africa and the way it relates to the world. And as we tell you, we always look at Africa in a geopolitical context. Today, when we look at the news, America and Russia, they are fighting. It's like Cold War 2.0. And they want people to take sides. So Africans can be talking about non-alignment, but usually either you're with us or you're with the enemy. That's how America looks at it. That's how Russia looks at it. So you have to take sides. You cannot say, oh, I'm neutral. I don't want to take sides. When we look at this, so many Africans are being pushed to take sides with Russia. We can see it because we look at the politics. Just like the coup d'etat that just took place in Burkina Faso. A lot of Africans, I know it is a reaction of the murder of 26 soldiers that precipitated this coup d'etat. You can even see the pictures. Ibrahim Traoré, the new strongman of Burkina Faso. Some people are celebrating him as the new Thomas Sankara. It's just like the reincarnation of the hero. He died and now his son has come back. We think he has those Russian leanings because it looks like Russia is planning to come in. We're just letting you know in advance. So Russia has been trying to muscle out the French in a lot of those countries where French is spoken, those former French colonies. Russia has really targeted them because Russia has realized that the Africans are unhappy with French neocolonialism. Even though France tells them, I've given you independence, it looks like the independence France has given them is only on paper. But France is engaged in a lot of nefarious activities in most of these former colonies. They keep dictators, then they don't really do anything to help the average African. As a result, the African youth have come of age, and now they want to take the law into their own hands. They want to challenge the status quo. Sometimes America doesn't understand. America is trying to recalibrate and focus on Africa, but it looks like it's very little too late. America's enemies, such as Russia and China, have already taken a lot of room. So now America has to really fight to do a whole lot of catch up, okay? Africa represents the new frontier, the next big move, the next big market of the world is in Africa. But are Africans going to be able to leverage and take advantage of this new opportunity? Which is why we're sharing information on this show every day. We tell Africans, look at economics. Don't just feel good. Because the average African doesn't like it when you start talking about economics, bread and butter issues. It's like we don't have the brains to reason and deal with economics. But white people, by contrast, they focus on economics because they know it affects them. It affects their politics. It affects their society. So they focus on economics. But for some reason, whenever we focus on economics, it turns a lot of people off. Does it mean we don't have brains as Africans? That's what really makes me mad all the time. We have Africans who are intelligent, yet they don't use their intelligence. And that's the problem. We'll go now to Ambazonia and start the whole story. America is fighting Russia. Today you can even see what happened in the conflict. Even though America is not really coming forward, but is Ukraine really fighting Russia? Not really. Ukraine is just like the little boy in front. The big guy behind is America. So America is really the one fighting, even though they are not really on the ground, as they say. But what happened? Look at, woke up this morning with the news that the Crimean bridge, they breached a multi-million dollar bridge, a multi-billion dollar actually, that Russia built. After Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, they decided to build this bridge to connect Crimea to Russia. And we hear it is the longest bridge in Europe. Somebody went and set fire on this bridge and part of the bridge collapsed. We had read some articles in the past, some people were saying, oh no, nobody would tamper with this bridge because Ukraine needs it, Russia needs it. But when this happened, we asked the question, didn't we say it? We said the next thing that is going to happen, they're going to take this bridge down. This is the first attempt, they're going to try more and more. The Ukrainians have this cavalier attitude. They never really want to take credit for some of the stuff they do, even though they are the ones behind it. We know the Ukrainians blew this bridge because they want to trap the Russian soldiers who are in Crimea and other parts of Ukraine. How is this going to work out? This week also, we were told that an official of the Ukrainian government was in Senegal trying to talk security to African leaders over there. You ask yourself, all these guys are just trying to take advantage of the crisis that is happening now to make it look like they're interested in Africa. But Africans need to be smart. They need to ask for something. Don't just come to me and tell me rubbish. What do you have for me? That's how you ask. What do you have for me? What have you done for me lately? Don't say, oh no, 50 years ago, I gave you 2 AK-47s to fight for liberation. No, today, what have you done for me? That's the way intelligent people who are capitalistic, that's how they reason. What have you done for me lately? That's what Africans need to start asking all these colonial powers. When you come, what have you done for me lately? So I start asking. But they don't ask. So when we look at what is happening, like in Ambazonia now, the war goes on, people are dying on both sides.
Commander Bruno, you're not in this. You're not in this. Commander Wonyo, Commander Banda, Commander Cross. Not in this, unago yeram, unago ye makaka for ye. Una yeram. Unago ye makaka. Una don't yeram, una don't yeram. Una don't yeram, not in this. Una don't see am. Commander, una don't see am. Ayayu, una do yeram. Man, you don't do am. Man, you don't do am. Man, you don't do am. Yeah, man, you don't do am.
We keep talking. When is Mr. Paul Biya going to wake up and decide to sue for peace? Because the people on the ground, they are clamoring for peace. They want peace, and they are asking, when is this peace going to come? They want Mr. Paul Biya to withdraw his soldiers so that they should leave Ambazonia. Okay? Then they have to have a meaningful dialogue. Then they have to release all the prisoners. Then they have to make it possible for most of the Ambazonians who are abroad to return home and join the peace process. Any other form of gimmicks, it's not going to work. It's just like a waste of time. As we talk to you, we can show you some of the Ambazonian guys. Even this week, we saw an interview that Capo Daniel and others had with Mr. Tibor Naj, the former Assistant Secretary of Africa, U.S. Secretary of Africa. He was giving them advice. He was telling them exactly what the Ambazonian people want. They want a joint declaration of unity. They want the leaders of the Ambazonian revolution to say they are united. But when I watch that show, it looks like the Ambazonian guys were not really getting the message of Tibor Nagy. And this is not the first time. Whenever I watch an interview, the guys love bringing Tibor Nagy. It's like a trophy. He's telling you what can really help your people, but you don't listen. You don't get it inside your thick brain. He says unity, unity, unity. What are you thinking? You don't even get the message. I don't know, does he speak in Greek or does he speak Etruscan, which is a strange language? He speaks English. And he's telling you guys, sue for peace, unite, unite, Ambazonian leaders, unite, Ambazonian leaders, unite, unite, unite. That's the message Tibor Nagy is giving you. But that message is not getting into your thick skull because it looks like you guys are just dull. You're not getting it. So I don't know how else I can say it. That's the message he's giving you. Unite, unite, unite. If you don't unite, you are doomed. Okay? Look at the video. This week, we also have a video to share with you. It's from General Araki. He's telling you the same message of unity. This is the message the guys are preaching on the ground. So the so-called leaders in the diaspora, can you listen? Listen to General Araki.
Good afternoon, Ground Zero Generals and Commanders House. This one about General Araki with British Southern Cameroon Recent Force. I know there are plenty of people don't wonder why I say this, so why I need to talk, or why I need to do this thing. Now, due to condition where the main Janga back then. But today, the 30th of September, 2022, I don't come out clear for me can say, any man will be the doubt, may not say today, I be behind Ground Zero unity. Yes, me part in Arke be behind Ground Zero unity. And I want equally thank and appreciate all my brothers, all the field marshals, especially No Pity, Field Marshal Tenkobo, Grandpa Fako, Grandpa of Bali, all the field marshals, all the great generals, all the great commanders and captains. So today I come out for salute una and for congratulate una and for tell una say more march power, fire, me man no shake. Because I don't discover say out of experience, since my days of Southern Cameroon National Congress, that's SCNC, up to date, today the 30th of September 2022. La République never win we. La République never win we. No shake no day. No shake no day, my brother there, my sister there. No shake no day. More march fire. This was liberation. This was unity. This was unity. This was unity number 3 times. A daily boss. We don't hang for mud. You don't care whether I be rich man, whether I be poor man, whether I get money or not. But as long as you be passenger, the boss don't hang for mud. Come on, come. Join her more push am. But don't look whether they drive or they drive this boss now who. Whether I know book or you don't know book. But all we push this boss. When you don't come up for this mud, it take we go for our destination. From our destination, you come on now, all man they go your house. Whether you be living over upstairs, whether na calabut, whether na mud house. Yes, may all man go for your house that time. But now we don't hang for mud. May all we come out and push this great motto of unity. Yes, it no matter your longevity, it no matter your level of education, it no matter who you be, but join hand for this Ground Zero unity. More push am, make it go, take me for our destination. It no matter whether you British Southern Cameroon, AMF, whether you be ADF, whether you be who. This one, you know, this our Ground Zero unity, not being a bad affiliation. It not be about whether I belong to whose house. It be about whether your blood is Ambazonian blood or not. My brother, the time don't reach.
Thank you. You see, if the people don't unite, everything will be divided. A house divided cannot stand. That's the message we get from the Bible. You can see that your people are still suffering. Even this week, some of the videos we have, you see our people suffering, crying and suffering. Okay? What does that tell you? So it's time for you guys to start thinking about unity. most of you guys on the ground are calling me and say, Prince Ojong, you have this platform for us. Tell them we want unity. We want unity. The people on the ground want unity. So Ambazonian so-called leaders in the diaspora, stop fighting each other. Unite, unite, unite. Okay? So my people, I think I've delivered your message. You send me this message, I've delivered it. I'm telling them there's a lot of suffering on the ground, and we want people to know that there's a lot of suffering.
From today, and I don't give her no rest. I'm not be stranger.
Even Dieudonné Somba, who is part of the Betty group, he says it. He's more like the only voice of reason I see in that part of the world. But our leaders also need to hear this message: unity, unity, unity. Without further ado, we want to move now to Burkina Faso, where the coup d'etat took place. We've talked about Ibrahim Traoré. He looks like he has Russian leanings, but he has to think twice. It's a mistake. He may be surprised that what happened to Thomas Sankara will happen to him. The French will mount a coup d'etat against him. He looks like he's very young. Does he have what it takes to be a president of a country? That's the question inquiry minds are asking. Does Ibrahim Traoré have what it takes to be a president of a country? It doesn't mean just picking up guns. So you have to be somebody who thinks. I don't know his rank in the army, but he needs to really do something well. We hear on October 14 and 15, he's going to set an agenda, a timeline, to return power to a civilian government. I think people are looking forward to the 14th and the 15th, when this launch of a program. ECOWAS is happy with this move because the guy in Mali, Assimi Goïta, and the guy in Guinea, Mamadi Doumbouya, have not set any timetables to relinquish power to civilians. So if Ibrahim Traoré is going to set a timetable, that will be a good precedent, and I think ECOWAS will like that message. Okay? Next, we'll move to Chad. We've been talking to you a whole lot about peace movement in Chad. There's a movement for peace. Chad has been in civil war for so long. Since I was a young guy in high school, I knew that Chad was always fighting. The first president of Chad, Francois Tombabaye, was killed a few hours after he left Yaoundé. He was killed by his own people. I think that was probably in 1972 or 73. Since then, Chad has not known peace. You've had one leader after another, war after another, fighting all the time. Finally, even with Mahamat Ibi Debi, Itno, he's there now. People were thinking that he would organize this conference and make room for a new transition government. But it looks like he doesn't want to go away. Initially, we were thinking that he was really trying to create real peace. But a lot of the opposition groups decided not to participate in this national conference because they realized that Mahamat Debi wants to remain president. So even though he's going to have a tenure of 2 years, which is non-renewable, this is tricky. After 2 years, if he decides to stay as president, then the fighting is going to continue in Chad, and there's going to be a lot of bloodshed.
Do you need tax preparation services? We can help. Contact PJ Tax Service, America's only full-time income tax preparers. Like the good old doctor, we do not close our doors after April 15th. In fact, we stay open all year round in order to serve you. We are located at 11207A, Lockwood Drive, Silver Spring, Maryland, 20901. Make an appointment today with Prince Ojong, your tax expert. Call 240-350-1131 or visit us on the web at www.pjtaxservice.com.
Next, we'll move to Egypt. Egypt is in the north of Africa. So sometimes when we talk about Egypt, but Egypt is really active in the African Continental Free Trade area. About 7 countries have decided that they want to start this initiative. We talked to you about this African Continental Free Trade in the past. This is a solution to African problems. Africa is poor because most of the countries in Africa do not trade with each other. They do their trade more with France, China, Japan, over 80%. But intra-African trade is less than 10%. So that's the problem. So African countries have to start trading with other African countries. That was the purpose of this new initiative that was hosted in Kigali, Rwanda. So some countries like Cameroun, Ghana, Egypt, Kenya have decided to launch this program practically. They want to start trading with each other formally. And we salute this move. It's really good. We saw Kenya with a new president, William Ruto, was preparing to send a whole lot of goods to Ghana. And we covered it. We have a lot of the videos to share with you. So this is a salutary move. William Ruto has started on a good foot. We like the idea that he wants to trade a whole lot with Ghana. This is going to help. You guys should know that Ghana is really the center of the headquarters of the African Free Trade, Continental Free Trade area. So we like that. And we like that Egypt is doing a whole lot to spearhead this conference and the whole idea of trading with other African countries. We like it. That's positive. But what about Ethiopia? Well, we got a lot of news that initially we were thinking that there's going to be some peace, because for a long time, Abiy Ahmed's government has been fighting the Tigray guys in the north. So Mekele has been a battleground for a very long time, since I think 2020 when we warned you about this. We were thinking that there will be some peace effort. The government of Abiy Ahmed said so long as the African Union is brokering the peace, they will participate. Then at the last minute, we were informed that Uhuru Kenyatta, who was supposed to be one of the peace brokers, decided that he could not really attend the conference because he had other arrangements. So they didn't inform him on time, and he had prior engagements, so he would not be able to honor it. So at this point, we don't even know whether the peace process is going to take place, because we've been struggling so that Obasanjo and some other leaders can help to broker this peace using an African-led solution. But is this going to work? That's the question mark. But we'll see international intervention. China is in again, trying to contribute to a CDC in Africa, okay? Center for Disease Control. China is donating millions. Why are they doing this? Is this just because they love Africans? No, because Africans love money, they like free stuff. What they don't understand is there's no free lunch. When China gives you 80 million, they're going to ask for 200 million in return. So is that good commerce? We don't think so. But Africans are very, very gullible. When they hear, oh, we're going to give you 80 million, they rush and get the money. Then they start selling themselves short, giving all their mineral resources to China. And this is something we've been complaining on this show every day. Okay? The case of Ghana, we just had an incident where a Chinese immigrant, businesswoman, was found guilty of illegal transactions in mining in the country. What's going to happen to this person? So those are the type of things that are making Africa poor, and we want to draw attention to them. That's the big story in Ghana today. The story of the Chinese malfeasance. Okay? Then, it's been held in Libya. Not much is really going on that is positive. If it's not one warlord fighting another warlord, a lot of people are dying unnecessarily, and a lot of immigrants are also killed. Immigrants love using Libya as a transit point to go to the north on their way to Europe. But a lot of our people are losing their lives. We keep telling our people, do more for your people so that they should not be leaving home to travel to Europe in search of greener pastures. But who is listening? They don't listen. Every day we just have notices, people dying, our people dying at sea. Our people are enslaved in the north of Africa again. In the 21st century, our people are enslaved again. Why? This is like voluntary slavery. We say, why not just stay in your country and try to do the best you can? And the leaders try to create opportunity for your people. Instead of stealing money and taking it abroad and buying luxurious houses in America, in Europe, try to use this money to help your people. If you can do that, it will be something really positive.
Now more than ever, it is critical that medical facilities utilize modern, reliable electronic health records. Introducing Alexia HTC, the innovative, affordable online solution for physicians and patients. Doctors' visits, diagnoses, prescriptions, and billing have never been easier. With Alexia HTC, you can work more efficiently with the integrated flexibility medical professionals need today. Schedule a live demonstration. Call or visit us at alexiahtc.com.
Next, we'll move to Nigeria. We are really sad because we've been getting a lot of news about a lot of floods in Anambra State. You guys know Chukwuma Charles Soludo, right? He's the governor of that state. And we just heard that about 10 people died because of floods. I think a boat that was locally built had a malfunction and people had a stampede. They started running and the boat capsized. So over 10 people have died. So the welfare of the other people is still in doubt. So we don't know what has happened. We hear even in Kogi, there's been a flood and it has affected a lot of people. The sad thing is, most of the governments we have in place, even like the Buhari government that prides itself like we've done a whole lot, they don't have any flood policy. There's no insurance. And some of you guys were just sharing with me, you said, unlike America, where there's FEMA, in Nigeria, you don't have any NEMA, any organization that takes care of the needs of people who have lost their property because of floods. We don't have it. So this is time for you to start thinking, why does America have it? Is it because America is the richest country on earth? No. They just know how to plan. Even if you have less resources than America, why can you not start planning so that your people can live better? So that's the message we have for Nigeria. We hope Mr. Peter Obi, who is really rising in the polls, he has the right message. We hope you guys can make him president so that at least he can change our country. Because if you keep voting people like Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, then you're just wasting your time. So please give Peter Obi a chance. We think he can change Nigeria. Next, we'll go to Somalia. Somalia has had problems. Even there was a problem with Al-Shabaab. They took over the hotel, killed a lot of people. We drew your attention to it. The government has been trying to kill the militants. But we said this is the wrong move. A lot of African leaders believe in militarization. We've always told you, militarization will fail. Why not use a carrot? You keep using the stick all the time. This is wrong. Now, the government of Somalia is saying they're going to ban the propaganda of Al-Shabaab on social media and all the other channels. Are you crazy? There's no way you can ban that. America, with all its wealth, was not able to ban communism from the world. Communism is still there. The Nazis too are there. You cannot ban an idea. What you do is you look for subtle ways to deal with this idea. But you cannot use force to ban an idea. So that just tells me the rulers of Somalia need to go to school because they are dumb. Okay? Next, we'll move to South Africa. In South Africa, I think the major news had to do with Jacob Zuma. You guys know that Jacob Zuma was a very corrupt leader. After the Bell Pottinger scandal, where the Indian guys sucked all the money out of the economy, played games, Jacob Zuma has been fighting back. He's not even been respecting the law. As a former president, you should respect the law. He was put in prison, but I think finally he has served his prison term. He's been released. And we think this teaches him a bitter lesson that nobody is above the law. Democracy means we're all equal in front of the law. So I think the judges in South Africa have taught Jacob Zuma a lesson. Finally, we take you to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has been having tough times. Even before the overthrow of Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe has been having tough times. The economy, the country is no longer the basket of Africa. In the past, especially the colonial days, Zimbabwe fed a lot of the countries in the southern part of Africa. Not anymore. Mismanagement during the Robert Mugabe days has really put the country in a tough spot. You will not even believe that Zimbabwe has a lot of mineral, gold, and all that stuff. But the leaders have just been mismanaging this wealth. For the first time, Nangagwa is saying now that, okay, he's going to be making sure that the guys who refine these products would give Zimbabwe some of those refined products, not just cash. So which means they don't just take all the products, go and refine them abroad, then give Zimbabwe just a little cash, peanuts. Well, we want to see, this one is not really, it's just like dealing with the symptom of the problem. So he needs to go deeper and come up with a better economic policy. This is what is going to change things. We think we've come to the end of our show. We're telling you that it's the economic, stupid. Okay? Let's focus on the economy. The economy is important. If you fix your economy, you'll be able to feed your people. You will not be depending on Russia and Ukraine for grain. You need to grow the grain where you are. So you need to create your own garden in Africa. So Africa is a garden of Eden. So grow all the grain in the garden of Eden. Without further ado, we want to tell you, please, support all the businesses advertising on our show. TheAfricanNation.com, PJ Tax Service, True Health, Urgent Care, Bytech 97. Support all of them because they are businesses. As we've told you, we are ready to help you when you're ready to start your own business. Bye-bye.
Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.